If you love mysteries, Egypt is the place for you. Archaeologists have always shown their interest in finding what's hidden in this place, and each time they dig deeper, they uncover new and fascinating discoveries. Unearthing a startling new find in Egypt, scientists have discovered and uncovered evidence that challenges everything we thought we knew about ancient history. With this terrifying new discovery, long-held beliefs are being shattered and a whole new world of questions is opening up. What did they find, and what does it mean for our understanding of the past? Let's take a look into the matter. Recently, Egypt announced the discovery of a long corridor inside the Great Pyramid of Giza. This is the first corridor to be identified on the north side of the monument. According to the authorities, a scan was used to locate the corridor, which is located above the well-known building's primary entrance, and it has dimensions of 9 meters, or almost 30 feet, by 2 meters, or more than 6 feet. At this time, the chamber's purpose has not been determined. Nonetheless, such passages frequently result in the discovery of more ancient artifacts. The announcement of the discovery at the pyramid's base was made by the Egyptian archaeologist Zahi Hawass and the country's Minister for Tourism, Ahmed Aissa. The Scan Pyramids Project, a worldwide effort that uses scans to look at unknown portions of the ancient structure, is responsible for the discovery of the chamber. The pyramid, located around 18 kilometers west of Cairo's downtown area, is also known as Khufu's Pyramid, after the 4th dynasty king who is credited with its construction. Khufu reigned from 2509 to 2483 BC. The ancient building is the only one of the ancient world's 7 wonders that have been preserved. Since it was constructed some 4,500 years ago as a royal burial chamber, it has never failed to enthrall those who visit it. As a result of the experts' divergent opinions regarding how it and other pyramids were built, even apparently minor finds arouse a great deal of curiosity. Egypt is a cash-strapped North African country that frequently makes ancient findings public in order to attract more tourists. Tourism is a significant source of foreign currency for Egypt. After the political upheaval and bloodshed that followed the uprising in 2011, the industry went through a protracted period of decline. Egypt revealed scores of fresh archaeological findings at a pharaonic necropolis just outside the capital city of Cairo. These discoveries included the uncovering of 2 ancient tombs. The artifacts, which were discovered during an excavation that lasted for an entire year, were discovered beneath an ancient stone enclosure that was located near the Saqqara pyramids. According to the excavation team, they date back to the 5th and 6th dynasties of the Old Kingdom, which occurred between around 2500 and 2100 BC. The researchers reported that one of the uncovered graves belonged to a priest from the 5th dynasty named Kenumantjaf, and the second tomb belonged to an official named Mary, who was a palace official and held the title of the Keeper of the Secrets. Both of these individuals were buried within the same time period. The excavation uncovered a number of important artifacts, including statues, amulets, and a sarcophagus that was in excellent condition. Zahi Hawass, the most well-known archaeologist in Egypt and the director of the excavation, presented the fresh findings that were uncovered in the stone enclosure that is often referred to as Qasr al-Mudir in person. "A beautiful mummy of a man completely covered in layers of gold," I said to myself as I poked my head into the sarcophagus to see what was inside of it. This quote came from Hawass. The site of Saqqara is located within the expansive necropolis that was once the capital of ancient Egypt at Memphis. This necropolis also contains the world-famous pyramids of Giza, in addition to the smaller pyramids that can be seen at Abu Sir, Dashur, and Abu Ruwash. In the 1970s, the archaeological remains of Memphis were recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The announcement made on Thursday comes on the heels of a slew of new discoveries that Egyptian authorities have divulged over the course of the previous week. Authorities reported discovering dozens of burial sites from the New Kingdom era, which lasted from 1800 BC to 1600 BC, close to the city of Luxor, which is located in the south of Egypt. It was reported that the ruins of an old Roman city had been discovered in the area. In a second revelation made Tuesday, a group of researchers from Cairo University disclosed information that had not previously been known about an adolescent boy who had been mummified and dated back to around 300 BC. The team of researchers was able to throw new light on the boy's high social position by using CT scans. This was accomplished by confirming the exquisite details of the amulets that were implanted within the boy's mummified body, as well as the style of burial that he was given. Egypt is a cash-strapped North African country that often openly brags about its ancient finds in an effort to attract more tourists. Tourism is an important source of foreign currency for Egypt. After the political upheaval and bloodshed that followed the uprising in 2011, the industry went through a protracted period of decline. Both the recent conflict in Ukraine and the global coronavirus pandemic have had a negative impact on Egypt's tourism sector, which was already reeling from the effects of the former. In the past, visitors from Russia and Ukraine made up a significant portion of those who traveled to Egypt. The Red Sea was present for a number of significant events that took place throughout the course of human history. These included the initial stages of a trading route known as the Spice Route, which would go on to influence marine technology and geopolitical fortunes for thousands of years. The precise site of Punt is up for debate. However, it was a significant early node in the expansion of this business and served as an important emporium for luxury products, among which were sacred baboons, or papio hamadryas. In this study, we estimate the geoprovenance of mummified baboons that were discovered in ancient Egyptian temples and tombs by utilizing geographical variance in the oxygen and strontium isotope ratios of 155 baboons that were collected from 77 different places. Evidence of long-term habitation in Egypt prior to mummification was found in 5 specimens of P. anubis from the Ptolemaic period from 404 through 40 BC, which is consistent with a captive breeding effort. The origin of 2 P. hamadryas specimens dating to the New Kingdom was determined to be a territory that included significant parts of Somalia and Yemen. This conclusion is evidence of the enormous scope of Egyptian maritime activity in the 2nd millennium before the Common Era. In addition to this, it leads credence to the general consensus among academics regarding the location of Punt. Strontium is a chemical element that has the potential to function as a geographical fingerprint. The element's makeup varies depending on its location. As it travels up the food chain, it can be used to piece together the life narrative of extinct or living species. Particularly, strontium in teeth, which ceases to form at an early age, can tell the location where an individual was born. On the other hand, strontium in bone and hair can reveal the location where an individual lived immediately prior to passing away. These findings, when taken together, may have the potential to solve a number of archaeological problems, such as determining the precise site of a long-lost country that was adored by ancient Egyptians. Egypt's most important trading partner for hundreds of years, the land of Punt was also a source of premium incense and valued monkeys during this time. Egypt imported these goods from this region, and it was possible for travelers to reach Punt by traveling south and east of Egypt, which suggested that the kingdom occupied the territory that is located to the south of the Red Sea. However, there was much disagreement over its precise location. Domini and colleagues looked at the mummies of baboons that were found in ancient Egyptian tombs. They compared the strontium content of the bones, hair, and teeth of these remains to the strontium content that was discovered in baboons living in various places across Africa. This was done so that they could answer their research questions, and this gave light to the origins of the ancient baboons. While some of the ancient baboons were undoubtedly nurtured in captivity in Egypt, others were born in contemporary Ethiopia, Eritrea, Djibouti, Somalia, and Yemen. These are all countries that have already been noted as plausible locations for the land of Punt. The research carried out contributes to a deeper comprehension of the historic trade routes that for millennia have been crucial in determining the geopolitical balance of power. It also brings to light the necessity for archaeological research to be conducted in Eritrea and Somalia, 2 countries that do not have a lot of research done on them at the moment. Dreaded statue of rotation curse. Curators at the Manchester Museum were baffled when a statue from ancient Egypt, estimated to be around 4,000 years old, began to turn 180 degrees on its own. The 10-inch tall artifact was discovered in a mummy's grave in 1800 BC and has been on display at the Manchester Museum for the past 80 years. However, in recent weeks, curators have been alarmed after discovering the monument turned in the wrong direction on multiple occasions. After deciding to keep an eye on the room on a time-lapse camera, experts were taken aback when they saw the figurine visibly whirling 180 degrees with no one coming near it. The Manchester Evening News said the statue of a guy named Neb Sinu is seen to stay static at night, but slowly spins around during the day. It was widely held in the 1920s that scientists who ventured into Egyptian tombs were afflicted by a curse of the pharaohs. Curator Campbell Price at the Oxford Road Museum speculates that the statue's whirling motion has a spiritual significance. One day I realized that it had reversed course. Price said he found that peculiar because it's locked up and only he has the key. He said he repositioned it, but the next day it was out of place again, and set up a time-lapse video, and while you can't detect the rotation with the naked eye, it's very evident on film. The statuette was originally intended to be placed in the tomb with the mummy. Those who mourned would place tributes at its feet. Bread, beer, and steak are requested in hieroglyphics on the reverse. The figurine was considered a suitable replacement for the mummy in ancient Egyptian belief systems in the event of the mummy's destruction. Other experts, however, offer a more reasonable explanation, claiming that the sculpture turns due to vibrations created by the footsteps of visitors. Professor Brian Cox, a scientist and TV personality who has presented shows like The Wonders of Life, agrees with this interpretation. But Price still isn't convinced. Differential friction is what Brian figured out. Price explained that the statuette was turning because of a subtle vibration between the serpentine stone of the statuette and the glass shelf it was sitting on. We've had it for a while and it hasn't migrated from those surfaces. Why would it keep circling in a straight line, he inquired. The public is welcome to check it out for themselves, as Price is encouraged, adding it would be great if someone could solve the mystery. That's all for our video. We'll be right back with more soon, so please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.